Let's state a fact. Aquarius is not like the rest. You know it, and they feel it in their bones every single day. That mysterious energy, that fierce independence, that idealism that can feel almost alien to this world, it's not an accident. It's because, as I always say, Aquarius wasn't made to fit in. They were made to lead, to love, and to awaken the world around them. My name is Anya Sage. As a psychological astrologer, I don't deal in fluff. I decode the blueprints of the soul. And the Aquarian blueprint points to one undeniable conclusion. They are, in a very real sense, God's chosen one. Today, you'll discover the 21 reasons why. And reason number 1, it's not what you think. It is the key to their entire being, and it might just leave you speechless. But before we even get to reason 21, let alone the secret of number 1, we have to define our terms. What does it truly mean to be chosen? Is it a crown of glory? A mark of cosmic favoritism? Absolutely not. That's a fundamental misunderstanding of the mission. To be chosen, in the cosmic sense, is not about privilege. It is about purpose. It is a sacred burden, a divine assignment to see the world not just as it is, but as it is meant to become. This idea of a divine purpose is powerful, and I'm curious how it resonates. Whether you're an Aquarius or you love one, let me know your sign in the comments and tell me if this idea rings true for you. Thank you for sharing those insights. That very feeling, that sense of a greater purpose you're all touching on, it begins in one place, the Aquarian mind. To understand why Aquarius is chosen, we must first enter the cathedral of their thoughts. This isn't just about being smart. It's about possessing an operating system fundamentally different from everyone else's. This brings us to our 21st reason. An Aquarius doesn't just want answers. They are pathologically driven to understand the source code of reality. They are not content with knowing that something works. They are compelled to dismantle it piece by piece until they understand why it works. A surface-level explanation is almost physically uncomfortable for them. They will stay up all night, fall down rabbit holes, and question the unquestionable, not to be difficult, but because their soul cannot rest on a weak foundation of half-truths. This isn't simple curiosity. It is a divine mandate to seek truth, to be an auditor for the universe. And because they are obsessed with the why behind everything, they inevitably discover that the past is a closed system. The answers it holds are finite. This is reason 20. They never look back. An Aquarius is constitutionally incapable of living in the rearview mirror. While others are analyzing past glories or nursing old wounds, the Aquarian mind is already running simulations of the future. The past is data, nothing more. It's been processed, its lessons extracted, and then it is archived. Their energy, their focus, their entire being is oriented toward what can be. They are the builders, the dreamers, the reformers, and you cannot build a new world if you are constantly staring at the blueprints of the old one. This relentless forward focus leads directly to one of their most defining and often isolating traits. Reason 19. They were born ahead of their time. This isn't a romantic exaggeration. It is the core of their experience. Imagine a time traveler sent back to our present day. They see the elegant, efficient solutions of the future. And then they look at our current systems, our politics, our technology, our social structures, and see the obvious, clumsy flaws. They might try to explain a better way, but to the people of this time, their ideas sound strange, impractical, even insane. This is the daily reality of an Aquarius. They are living in the year 2050 while stuck in a 2024 world. They see the destination so clearly that the current moment's detours and traffic jams feel maddeningly inefficient. This is why they can seem aloof or detached. They are simply operating on a different temporal frequency. So what do you do when you see a better way, but the world isn't ready? You can't just sit back. Your very nature forbids it. So you become, as Reason 15 states, a rebel of light. This is a critical distinction. They are not rebels without a cause. Their rebellion isn't born from anger or a desire for chaos. It is born from vision. Picture this: a corporate boardroom. The team is celebrating a plan for a minor, profitable, but ethically gray tweak to their product. It's the safe move. Then the Aquarius in the room speaks up. They don't just critique. They present an entirely different path, a harder path, a riskier one, but one that is more sustainable, more helpful to the customer, and ultimately builds a legacy instead of just a profit margin. Everyone in the room feels the disruption. They see it as defiance. But the Aquarius isn't trying to tear things down. They are desperately trying to build things up. Their rebellion is an act of service. They are challenging the status quo because they have seen a more enlightened one. This rebellion isn't loud. It's not a single, dramatic explosion. More often, it's Reason 17, a quiet, bone-deep persistence. When an Aquarius believes in a vision, a project, a person, a future, they simply do not give up. They will be told no 100 times. They will be misunderstood, sidelined, and underestimated. But their belief isn't based on external validation. It's based on that internal blueprint they see so clearly. They will work quietly, chipping away at the problem, finding new angles, gathering resources, and waiting for the right moment. Their persistence isn't stubbornness. It's the quiet hum of an engine that knows its destination and has calculated that it has more than enough fuel to get there, no matter how long the journey takes. Now, you would think a mind this powerful would come with a towering ego. But here lies another paradox. Reason number 8, they possess a humble intelligence. An Aquarius can have a PhD-level understanding of a topic and discuss it with the simplicity of a beginner. They don't use their knowledge as a weapon to make others feel small. For them, knowledge is a tool, a flashlight, and they are more interested in what it can illuminate than in showing off how bright it is. They will listen intently to someone with half their expertise because they know truth can come from anywhere. Their confidence is so profound that they have no need to prove it. All of this, the truth-seeking, the future-gazing, the quiet rebellion, requires immense energy and clarity. It requires a pristine signal. This is why they have a sacred need for solitude and independence, which we see in Reasons 7 and 16. People mistake their need for space as coldness or avoidance. It is the exact opposite. It is an act of profound connection. It is, as the saying goes, how they disconnect to download what God has placed in their soul. The noise of the world, the expectations of others, the constant chatter, it all creates static. Solitude is how they tune their receiver back to the divine frequency. It's where the visionary blueprint is updated, where the rebel strength is renewed, and where the builder draws up the plans for a better tomorrow. Their independence isn't a wall to keep you out. It's the sacred space where they forge the gifts they plan to share with the world. And that is the mind of a futurist, the spirit of a revolutionary, forging the gifts for a new world in that sacred space, solitary space. But a mind that builds entire worlds can be an isolating place to live. A spirit that sees the grand design for all of humanity can struggle with the beautifully chaotic blueprint of a single human heart. This is the great paradox of Aquarius, and it's where most people get them completely wrong. So what happens when this architect of tomorrow has to navigate the messy, illogical, and magnificent world of human connection? What happens when an Aquarius falls in love? The answer reveals the deepest, most misunderstood part of their soul, and it's where we're going next. The answer begins with a paradox. To understand how an Aquarius loves, you must first understand how they see. They don't just look at you. They see through you, not in an invasive way, but in a diagnostic one. This is because, at their core, Aquarius doesn't judge. They seek to understand. That's reason number 18. They see your flaws, your insecurities, your past mistakes, the entire messy tapestry of your human experience. And their first impulse isn't to recoil. It's to analyze, to ask why. Where others see a flaw, Aquarius sees a data point in the story of you. They are emotional cartographers, mapping the terrain of your soul to find the source of your rivers and the reasons for your deserts. This gives them a profound capacity for empathy, because it's an empathy born of intellect, not just feeling. They don't just feel sorry for you. They understand the mechanics of your sorrow. This leads directly to reason 14. Their kindness is a mission. It's not the soft, passive kindness of simply being nice. It's an active, strategic kindness. An Aquarian will see someone struggling, and their mind immediately starts calculating the most efficient way to alleviate that suffering. They don't offer platitudes. They offer solutions. They were chosen to connect souls, and that work often begins with a quiet act of service, a piece of advice, or a silent gesture of support that says, "I see you and I have your back." But do not mistake this deep kindness for weakness, which brings us to reason number 11. They need respect, not rescuing. An Aquarius would rather walk through fire alone than be carried through it by someone who sees them as a victim. They are the architects of their own resilience. This is why they so fiercely value strength and independence in a partner. They aren't looking for a savior, they're looking for an equal, a fellow sovereign of their own kingdom. And they know how to build a kingdom from ruins. That's reason 13. They transform heartbreak into strength. Let me paint a picture. Imagine a musician, an Aquarius, who loves with that all-in intensity they try so hard to hide. They pour their entire universe into another person. And then it ends. A devastating, soul-shattering breakup. For many, this is the end of a chapter. For Aquarius, it is the beginning of a masterpiece. They retreat into their solitude, not to weep, but to work. They take every shard of pain, every echo of betrayal, and they begin to build. That pain becomes the chord progression of a haunting ballad. That sorrow becomes the lyric that a million people sing, feeling understood for the first time. They don't just get over it, they alchemize it. They turn the lead of their personal tragedy into the gold of a universal truth. That is the Aquarian way. Their power is not just creative, it's protective. Reason number 9. Their anger is a laser, not a wildfire. It's not the explosive, uncontrolled rage you see in other signs. It's cold, precise, and terrifyingly just. An Aquarius can go years without raising their voice. But when you violate a core principle, justice, truth, freedom, a switch flips. Their eyes go still, their voice drops, and they will dismantle your entire argument, your entire being, with a series of quiet, irrefutable truths. Their anger is the righteous fury of a God who has seen a fundamental law of the universe broken. It's rarely deployed, but when it is final. So, if they are this powerful, this self-contained. How does anyone ever get close? The path is narrow, and it begins with reason 6. They fall for authenticity. They have the most sensitive, finely tuned bullshit detector in the zodiac. You can be rich, beautiful, powerful. It means nothing. They are observing your soul. Are you kind to the waiter? Do you say what you mean? Is there a consistency between the person you claim to be and the person you are in small, unguarded moments? They are scanning for truth. The moment they detect a mask, a performance, the drawbridge to their heart not only raises, but the moat is filled with crocodiles. They would rather be with an honest mess than a perfect lie. And if you pass the authenticity test, the real journey begins. And for Aquarius, that journey always starts with reason 4. The mind is the way to the heart. This is non-negotiable. For an Aquarius, the ultimate aphrodisiac is intelligence. A conversation that crackles with ideas, a debate that pushes their own thinking, a shared laugh over a weird, obscure reference. Love for an Aquarius isn't a spark. It's a slow burn that starts in the brain. It's why so many of their greatest loves begin as friendships. They need to explore your mind before they can even consider letting you into their heart. They need to know that your soul speaks the same language as theirs. This explains the great Aquarian paradox. Reason 5, they are incredibly slow to open up. It feels like a contradiction. They are humanitarians who love humanity, but they are intensely private and cautious with their own hearts. Why? Because they are idealists. That's reason number 3. They are romantic idealists who are perfectly fine being alone. They hold a blueprint in their mind of what true love looks like. A partnership of equals, a meeting of minds, a shared mission. And they would rather be alone forever than settle for a pale imitation of that ideal. Their solitude is not a sign of sadness. It's a fortress of high standards. This deep need for freedom and authenticity is also why, as we see in reason 2, they are not prone to jealousy. They don't believe in ownership. They believe in partnership. They give you freedom because they demand it for themselves. To be jealous is to admit insecurity, to admit that you fear your partner might find something better. An Aquarius operates on a different frequency. Their thought is, if you are meant for me, you will choose to be here. If you are not, I release you, because I only want what is authentically mine. And now we arrive at the final mystery, the one we started with, the reason that unlocks it all. What happens when this futuristic mind, this self-sufficient soul, this idealist who is fine being alone, finally decides that you are the one? What happens when the fortress that has stood for 1,000 years finally finds a soul worthy of entering its kingdom? Reason number 1. When an Aquarius truly falls in love, they are not afraid to risk everything. Let that sink in. All that independence, all that detachment, all that logic, it's a testing mechanism. It's a filtration system of the highest order. But once you pass through it, once they make the conscious, deliberate choice to love you, the game changes. The fortress doesn't just lower the drawbridge, it demolishes its own walls. The lone star that traveled eons in glorious solitude decides to collide with yours to create a new galaxy. An Aquarius doesn't fall in love by accident. They choose it. And when they choose you, they go all in. Your happiness becomes their mission. Your dreams become their projects. They will apply all of their formidable intellect, their revolutionary spirit, and their secret, boundless heart to the cause of your soul. They will fight for you, build with you, and die on a hill for you. They were chosen to love fully without losing their purpose. But when they truly love you, you become their purpose. When they love you, it's not by accident. It's because they saw something in you worth risking everything for. And that kind of love, a love that is chosen, not stumbled into. A love that is built on a foundation of mind and sealed with a vow of soul. That kind of love is divine. And how does this divine love, this meeting of souls, translate into the physical world? Well, that brings us to reason number 12. Their kiss speaks the truth of their soul. Understand this. A kiss from an Aquarius is not a performance. It's a transmission. It's not about technique. It's about connection. It's a silent language where all their intention, their honesty, and their rare vulnerability is communicated in an instant. This is why they make people feel so profoundly seen, valued, and desired in that moment. It's because you're not just being kissed, you're being read, understood, and accepted on a level that words can't possibly reach. It's the ultimate proof that Aquarius was chosen to connect souls, not just bodies. Their kiss is the physical seal on a spiritual contract. And so, the picture is complete. The mind of a futurist, the heart of a healer, and the soul of a free spirit. This is the divine anatomy of an Aquarius. To be chosen by the universe is not a crown of superiority. It is a sacred contract. It is a mission. You are here to be a rebel of light, to challenge comfortable lies with uncomfortable truths, to awaken the sleeping, and to love with a fierceness that rebuilds worlds from the ashes. Let me be clear. This energy isn't confined to one corner of the zodiac. Whether you are an Aquarius, or you simply feel this calling reverberating in your own soul, the directive is the same. Push humanity forward. Do not shrink. Do not apologize for the light you carry. If this journey into the Aquarian soul resonated with you, if you felt that spark of recognition, do me a favor and give this video a like. It signals that these deep dives matter. To ensure you don't miss the next transmission, subscribe, and most importantly, to be chosen by the universe is not a crown of superiority. It is a sacred contract. It is a mission. You are here to be a rebel of light, to challenge comfortable lies with uncomfortable truths, to awaken the sleeping, and to love with a fierceness that rebuilds worlds from the ashes. Let me be clear. This energy isn't confined to one corner of the zodiac. Whether you are an Aquarius or you simply feel this calling reverberating in your own soul, the directive is the same. Push humanity forward. Do not shrink. Do not apologize for the light you carry. If this journey into the Aquarian soul resonated with you, if you felt that spark of recognition, do me a favor and give this video a like. It signals that these deep dives matter. And if you want to continue decoding the soul's blueprint with me, make sure you subscribe. I need to be direct. We explore spiritual truths here that often get flagged or suppressed by the system. Click that notification bell. This content might not always be here when you come looking for it,